house of random, I wouldn't say useless, but just random stuff.
And you're going to Chili's to sit down with the fam, and a goddamn robot pulls up and tries to serve you. You're like, excuse me. I'd like to be a gallon of milk that expires, maybe the 23rd, the 24th, instead of, maybe the 15th, the 16th. You know what I'm saying?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. If you're new, welcome on in. My name would be Evan. You can call me E, Ev, Red, Captain Redbeard, Eel Sauce, Big Red Bastard, Ginger Jesus, shit, Ritz's son. We go by a whole bunch of names. But yeah, welcome everybody for tapping back into yet another episode this week. Today is March 9th. Yes, it's still March 9th, 10:03 p.m. What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? I think if you've been lightly tapped into the channel in the past few episodes, you might have some idea of what I did today. If not, I will be glad to clue you in. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow is a Tattoo Expo. There's a Tattoo Expo in the town that I live in, and it's at a casino, like fucking 45 minutes away or some shit like that. Just out there, 20 miles away. That bitch is out there. So it's a Tattoo Expo or convention, whatever the fuck, and it's held at this casino. And like I said, the first day was yesterday. They had today, and then there's tomorrow. And there's also it's honestly really trippy. I talked about it in previous episodes. It's the atmosphere of a casino is weird, but anyway, towards where like the ballrooms. So you have the main casino with all the different trappings and different games and bullshit and tables, and then it opens up to this giant room that's kind of like a faux little Italy, like a faux like little. It's weird. It's hard to explain, but it's basically buildings and like shit like that in houses, but like shrunk down to like a smaller scale, like some Chuck E. Cheese shit or something like that, or like more like a rainforest cafe or something. They're not jungle themed, but it's just buildings with like ledges and banisters, and they're just like small. And the roof itself is painted like the sky, and it has lights on it, so it looks kind of like the sky. Like it's blue with faint little clouds, and the lighting on it looks fucking sick. Obviously, they want it on purpose. You have no fucking, unless you're by the door, you have no fucking clue what time of day it is. You would have no idea. If you're in like the heart of this bitch, you have no idea. It could be 10 p.m., it could be 10 a.m. You'd have no clue. Well, I guess that's part of the point. We had the convention itself, or the expo. It was in what's basically like a ballroom or a convention center. It's a big ass fucking room, big ass room with like a projector, drop down screens, music playing, and it's just like any other kind of like convention or expo. I don't even know what expo exactly stands for. Exposition. Anyway, it's cool. Just a whole bunch of booths. I think I said it last episode before this one. It's really funny. Like, you basically go down this hallway after going through the casino. You go down this hallway and then hook a right. And then immediately there's a whole bunch of, like, booths and stuff that kind of get you prepped forward into getting inside the actual ballroom or, like, big old conference room. And, the second table in is a tattoo removal place called Oops. And I just think that's really fucking funny. Like, I think I said it last episode, but as soon as you come into the convention, like, boom, right there. Like, hey, have a shitty tattoo? Have a shitty thing you regret? Hey, laser removal, hit our line. And there's just like a fucking. To be fair, the technology has come a long way, but they're just like showing slideshows of like different people's tattoos. And like, tattoo, no tattoo. I was like, that's pretty hard. Probably hurt, maybe more than getting the tattoo itself, but that's cool. Um, yeah, I always just thought that was funny. And I told the ladies when I was leaving today, because there's two, and I thought it was funny, and I told them as well. And I said, I stopped on the way out. I was like, I really love the fact that you guys are like, it was two women. I'm like, I love that you guys are so heavily tatted, and you like represent or work for like a tattoo removal thing. Like, I think that's really fucking funny. And then they both chuckled, and they were talking about like their experience getting tattoos and shit like that. One of them started when she was like 14 or 16 or something like that. I was like, God damn, that's crazy, bro. I cannot imagine. Cannot imagine. I'm just glad I started later. Still young. Got my first piece 22, week before my birthday. which was this guy. So I'm definitely glad I waited till I got older. But it was cool chopping it up with them for a little bit, and then they had I guess where you like check in, you get your wristbands and shit, and like to the outside, there's a whole bunch of doors. You go outside, it's like a parking garage slash like open area. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically they had all like a cool classical car show with a whole bunch of just fucking. They had all different kinds of shit. They had cars, they had bikes, all kinds of cool shit, and all kinds of different shit too, from like lowriders to like cars from World War II, classic Chevy trucks. Like they had a whole gambit. I sadly didn't get to go this year, and I'll go get into that. But basically, I spent a lot of time indoors, so I didn't get a chance to go and check it out. But if it's there tomorrow, I'll peep it tomorrow because I'm gonna go tomorrow as well. But I went last year, and I'm pretty sure I saw a decent amount of vehicles because the way we came in was for like towards the back area, so we passed the little parking lot that had more of the classic cars. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh, that one's fucking sick. Uh, but yeah, it was fun. So you go out there, and then you have like the car show, whatever. They're like playing music. It was fucking bro. I know it's like a casino and everything, but like, so the ballroom, we'll call it the ballroom, has I think 3 or 4 sets of double doors. There's one almost immediately, like the closest one to you is right by where the booths and like the entrance, if you will, is right there. You'd hook a right, boom, go inside. Then there's one about space probably 10 feet from that, boom. And then another one spaced further down from there, similar thing, one door or set of doors, right? In between each one, I think it was 3 fucking mini bars. Well, not even mini. It was like a full bottle. They had full bottles and everything. But in between the space of these double doors to get into this big ass fucking ballroom, it's like a full fucking bar. Like 3 people working it. There's multiple ones just coming in and out and just fucking bar right there. Like that was mad funny. But yeah, my tattoo artist, Sarah, shout out Sarah, Sriracha Inc. on Instagram. Uh, Bloodless Tattoo, be more easy to look up Bloodless Tattoo on Instagram. She's fucking sick. All my work, like I said before, is from her. So their shop was there today. Her and the other girl that owns it, Katie, they were both there, and tatting people and shit. And it was really cool because last year when I went with my sister, they weren't there. The shop didn't go or whatever, and my sister got a piece, and then I didn't. So I was just getting fucking drunk walking around. They pour fucking heavy at the casino, baby. I'm talking about, I think I said before, a glass like this fucking big or a cup like this fucking big. They're going good, 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 and hit the little fucking soda at the end and hand that bitch to you. That'll be like 6 and some change. I'm like, oh, let's go. Dap me up, dog. But that's what I was doing last year. This year I didn't because I was getting tatted. And I mean, you can drink before you get a tattoo or while you're getting tattooed, but from what I read online and just the general consensus is just don't do it. Preferably don't do it 24 to 48 hours before. Like if you know you're going to do it ahead of time, like don't have it in your system just period. So with that knowledge now, because not to say I've fucked up, but most definitely I think there's a couple pieces that I could have spent better preparation for and better aftercare for, if that makes sense. Like the first couple ones, not that they're bad or haven't aged well or anything like that, but looking back at it now, there's definitely a lot more that I'm doing now that I could have been doing before that I've learned from literally getting tattooed every month for over a year. So you kind of learn a thing once you start doing it after a while. But yeah, so Sarah's shop was there, or Sarah and Katie's shop was there, Bloodless Tattoo, and yeah, it was just the girlies fucking yatting people. It was very. I've never all my tattoos. Okay, so my first tattoo, this one, which probably won't show because whatever. I have a death skull moth, whatever the fuck, like right here. That was the first piece I got the week before my birthday in 22, and then it was pretty much 8 months, no 6 months to the date, because then right around Halloween in October I got my second piece, which was this piece, and from this piece forward every other piece except for the new guy I got at their shop, Bloodless Tattoo. It's literally like they have a garage like pull down door thing. It's fucking sick. It's downtown, really cool shop, and it's really quaint, And anyway, most of my tattoo experience, all of my tattoo experience, for minus 2 pieces now, have been at that shop. So it was very interesting and obviously a completely different environment being in a big convention center and just laying like a slab of meat getting fucking blasted. But it was tattoo itself hurt like shit. Everything surrounding it, including the experience of itself, will have with fond memories and is fun. But the actual tattoo itself, holy fuck, did it hurt? And no shit, shit hurts. But oh my god, it's a different kind of hurt. We'll get into. Uh, but yeah, so we pulled up around. I went with my mom. I don't think I clarified that. I went with me mommy, which I was very happy about. We had like a little date ourselves. And so yeah, we went together. Got there at probably, I think it was pretty much 11:30 when we were parking. Like pulled up in parking. It was like 11:30, which was my B. We're supposed to be like there. I mean, we were there at 11:30, but it's supposed to be more. The appointment was for like 11:30 or whatever. But anyway, we get there at like 11:30, and then walk around for a little bit because I didn't know where Sarah's booth was initially, or I didn't know where the booth was initially, and so I was walking with my mom because it was basically I think it was like 4 giant sections. So it was like a big box, and then cut up into like 3 sections. So it was like 3 different rows you could walk in between, and there was just boxes of different tattoo studios just blasting people. One of them was fucking crazy. I can't really give a good perspective right now, but it was probably from I'm not good at measurements, but it was significantly small. Well, obviously it was smaller than the room I'm in now, but it was fucking, you know what, we'll call it like, it was probably 2.5 standard parking spots, maybe, and maybe a little bit longer. No, because I could lay down a parking spot and still fit. Yeah, it was probably a solid like 2.5 parking spots worth of space, right? If you can imagine that, pulling up to like Wally World or something, just two, maybe 2.5 of those. Not a very big space, but there was 4 people in that bitch. There was a person, well, no, more than that, 8 people. There's 8 people. Holy shit, I can't math. So you had one person laying with the table going from, we're standing looking at their booth, right? So they had one person that was laying towards the wall this way, like parallel with the wall, and they had one person going, basically the tables went perpendicular like this, and then same thing on the other side, one person like this and one person like this, and then each artist was blasting. Basically 8 people were in the space of like a 2.5 parking spots, just fucking just doing their fucking thing. And I was like, God damn! Like it wasn't cramped, but it was cozy. You know, just that slight line where it didn't look uncomfortable and it didn't seem claustrophobic, but it was impressive how they fit. Like massage tables, people in sitting in a stool, chairs, lights, like they fit all of that shit in not a very big space. Keep in mind, similar size space, I'm sure, where we were at, it was just 2 artists and 2 tables, and they were both in the middle next to each other with the artist on each side, and that was a decent size fill. Maybe different ones had a little bit different sizes, but it wasn't by much. It was pretty much just cubes or like squares going down each row, and it was sick, honestly. Walking around, seeing other people's work, and the other shit people are doing. People are getting some spicy spots. I got a spicy spot, sort of. There were hints of spice in the spot that I got, but there were motherfuckers that were doing the inside of their biceps in here. The dude next to me, so it was literally a pole and a curtain that separated the table, my artist, and then another shop with their table and then their artist, right? So literally the person right next to me, I could reach out and like touch homie, and like touch his shoulder, right? He was getting like, I think a wolf or some kind of something with fur, some animal right here. I'm talking the top of its face was right here, fucking mouth and shit here in the divot, and then like went down right here. That's fucking crazy. There was a woman that did from her hip all the way down to her leg, like realistic, photorealistic black and gray. My God, they get literally like drawing a picture, like got up to probably about her knee, and they're tapping for the day. That was crazy to fucking see. Um, yeah, people just got. I saw one dude was getting his fucking armpit tatted, straight titty fucking pity blaster. I thought that was that made me fucking cringe. I was like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. And it was like fucking like something like traditional or something really bold and really thick and just no me gusta. Uh, but props to homie. That shit was crazy. We got all kinds of people getting all kinds of shit, and it was very interesting because both Sarah and Katie, they use like electronic tool guns. So it's basically just like a cylinder and then just the needle, whatever needle point they swap in and out with, or like, well, not needle point. It's more of like the how like at a barber shop they have the different clip sizes for the razors. It's like that, like prepackaged needles for different sizes of whatever the fuck, right? So theirs is electric and it's a lot more quiet. The person that was there last year that I was in the same spot was there last year. That was, I believe, the shop that my sister got a piece at. It might have been the one next to where she got her piece. Um, they were using the traditional machines, like wire going down, and that shit is loud as fuck. Just and that was the dude that was getting this bitch done. Was with the old school. Just I was like, oh my God, dude, like that's crazy, bro. Like it was honestly really funny, and I just hadn't been exposed to that. Like I don't remember, yeah, because I wasn't really that close to it. Because the general sound of the conference room was tattooing, people talking, and music. So it was like music bumping in the background, and then the next layer was people talking, and then the next layer was like the faint hum of tattoo machines, right? But being right next to one of those hoes, oh my God, it was like an electric versus a fucking diesel. Like that shit was, it was fucking chooching. But it was cool to see that people do that still and like use that. I don't know if there's any difference as far as, I don't know if it's more of a preference thing or more of like a technique thing. Like maybe there's certain things you can only get with traditional versus maybe electric's better for. I personally obviously have no fucking clue, but it was very interesting to hear an old school machine right next to me just blasting somebody in their fucking mid armpit. What the fuck is this called? Because I was about to say my armpit, but that's my armpit. But this is also like my arm divot, my arm fold. Anyway, homie got blasted in the arm fold, and oh, that was crazy. But my piece was also fucking crazy. When all said and done, let's say started at like, let's say noon. We started like 12 roughly, right? We were wrapping up and like kind of talking a little bit after like post piece, probably around like 6:30, 6:45. So this piece was by far my longest sesh. We'll call it 6.5 hours of just getting blasted. Not straight. There were a few breaks for like the bathroom, repositioning, whatever the fuck. Because you would think, and I thought laying down, but having my leg at like an angle, like this basically, or having my foot kind of like this, because this is basically what was getting tatted. I thought just laying down like that wouldn't be that bad, but holy shit, the angle of having my ankle, the outside of my ankle, would just felt so sore from just staying like basically in this position for so long. And then sometimes, because some of it, I'm an asshole, some of it was on my fucking shin itself. Whew, was on the shin itself. So then she'd have to like sometimes rotate it just to hit the final whatever's on there. So then I'd put my foot or my leg straight up, and that's when I'd really feel the soreness in my ankle. I'm like, oh my God. Like half the time, some of the time, between when like my butt kind of hurting and falling asleep and my ankle acting up, that kind of like distracted from the pain that was happening in my leg. I was like, fuck, dude, my ass is like getting kind of tingling. Oh fuck, dude, my ankle's kind of sore. But yeah, I could confidently say, breaks included, it was 6 hours of tattooing. Easily 6 hours of tattooing of just straight. It was at least 2 hours of her just doing the line work. At least 2 hours of her just doing the line work. And then she was just packing color, packing color, packing color, packing color. I think I took maybe a total of 3 breaks. Maybe 4. Because there was the break after the outline. Like, she got the outline banged out. I think she had to go to the bathroom. So I was like, all right, cool. Got the outline. I was like, all right, so this is what this is going to be like. Holy shit. Kind of dreading. Because if anyone's gotten a tattoo, if y'all watching this have gotten a tattoo, you'll know, especially, I mean, it depends on the work, but like, I got a color piece. I'll show you guys. After she's doing, like, just outlining it, just drawing what the fucking thing would look like, right? Not even coloring it in yet, and then she wipes it with, I forget what the thing that she uses is, but for lack of a better term, it feels like an alcohol swab. So you're just getting the fucking outline of this shit done. It hurts initially whenever they're hitting the spot. Personally, me, it hurts whenever she's hitting the spot, making contact, releases off. It doesn't hurt anymore. Maybe still lingering, whatever, right? When she finished the line work and then was wiping my shit down and like cleaning it off, bro, I could literally feel it like whoosh, 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 whoosh. Like I could feel a pain kind of pulsing, like a subtle pulsing. And she was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, bet. I have like a few minutes of reprieve right now, but oh my god, I'm not ready for this fucking color. It was, ooh, that was how I was feeling after the outline was done. And keep in mind, we did quite a few colors. You'll see, we did quite a few fucking colors. There was a lot of wiping involved. There was a lot of fucking hitting the alcohol wipe. Well, it was in a spray tube, but she in a spray tube thingy with a weird spigot, like a weird spout, onto like a clean paper towel, and then wipe it with that. Oh my god! There was reds, dark reds, yellows, orange, 3 different kinds of blues, gray, black, white. Most color I've had in a piece. Oh my god, it fucking hurt. So I'll give you guys, if I can get the perspective here. I think it should be able to show up if I just do maybe this action. So, maybe. So I don't know how well this is or is not going to show up on the video, but basically, it felt really weird. Some of it, honestly, like my mom asked, she's like, "How does it feel?" I was like, the best description I could give or whatever is that on the best end, the best outcome is that it just feels like vibration. Like, the best is like, it doesn't hurt, it just shit's moving, buzzing, right? On the worst end, and when it was getting spicy, it was like a really hot, really sharp, stinging kind of pain. Depending on what she was doing, packing the color and doing the final little highlights wasn't so bad because you'd only do it for like a little bit, little bit, little bit. But when she was packing the color on this dude's fucking face, again, I don't know how well I am or I'm not picking it up. When she was packing the color in this dude's fucking face, because there's yellows, there's reds. She used like a dark red for like the shading. There's gray here. There's blue and purple. So the blue's on the outside. There's purple here. That shit hurt so bad. The middle of the leg, depending how high or low it was just vibration. When she hit out here and was hitting these dudes, that shit, on a scale of 1 to 10, the center from, not even the center, it was certain parts. So his mouth area, his eyes, sometimes his teeth, and up into here was anywhere from a 1.5 or a 1 to like a 2. Just kind of felt like vibration. Maybe there'd be a hint of like a little zing, but it wasn't totally fucking tolerable. And when I was getting throughout the process of that, I was hoping for more of that sensation, more of that feeling. Because I was like, holy fuck, this hurts the least. Please, Lord, let it be like this the rest of the time. It wasn't. So, really spicy was down here. Holy shit, when she was hitting like his beard and his teeth, it was like I had fire sensation like down by my ankle and like down here. It was very weird how the pain transferred. It still hurt in the area that she was hitting, but it would also like shoot out to like further down my foot. When she hit into here, getting his hair and getting his whiskers over here, that shit hurt. That shit, solid probably at least a 7, 7.5, easily. The outside here and down here, easily 7 to 8 territory, including up here as well. The most spicy and the almost like I want to tap out, like how much of this more do we have to do? Like I'm already done with this shit. Is when she was hitting my fucking shin because I'm a fucking asshole. I was like, you know what? Let's get a big ass tattoo on your leg and then also hit your fucking shin while you're doing it. My guy, oh my God. The best, and it still was awful feeling of when she was hitting this side of the tattoo, the side that's more towards the shin and on the shin and like this side of his face. The best end, it felt like vibrating, like a stinging kind of vibrating through like my whole leg. I felt it was literally like certain parts of her hitting my shin, it was vibrating like the whole bone. That felt so fucking weird, and there was little flecks of like little pain in there. Oh my God. When she was doing his fucking whiskers and the hair and the horn and his whiskers over here, the nose, oh my fucking God. There are, I think, 5 different colors in the nose. There's the outline that's black, then there's like a dark red, kind of brown, a red, an orange, a yellow, and she finished with white highlights. That's give or take 6 fucking colors in this region right here. Honestly, this piece, I'm an asshole again. I didn't eat or anything before this, and it was a really long session, took the whole day. This piece is easily the closest I've ever been to passing out. Easily. And I don't put that lightly because I have a lot of other work and a lot of other detailed work across my body. This piece was the closest I felt like I've ever been to, like, oh my God, I might pass out. Like, the first time, or maybe the second time we did a bathroom break, I was uncontrollably, like, jittery. Like, I felt like, and I did at some multiple points, I had full body chills all over my body, but I wasn't cold. I wasn't cold at all. I was fucking sweating, right? Had full body fucking chills, and I'm fucking chattering, and I get feeling like this. Whenever I get, I don't know how to explain it, like uncontrollable energy, for lack of a better term, like jittering, like when I'm really cold and like shivering, right? I'll kind of have it like in my chest area sometimes. I'll kind of make my chest a little bit tight. Must be fucking shivering, right? I was literally shivering, and I wasn't cold or anything, but I just had so much fucking like, and then I was like focusing on my breathing, just focusing on my heart rate, and just okay, okay. And then after a little bit, it was probably like the adrenaline. After a little bit, when I came back or whatever the fuck, that feeling would go away. But she killed it, and I was, to my own defense, I not like you would try to do it, but some of these spots were so spicy and hurt so bad, I was involuntarily like kind of twitching a little bit or like jerking a little bit. I think personally on my own end, I think I did a really good job of doing it everywhere else on my body except the leg that was getting tatted. So she hit like a spicy spot on my leg, and my fucking left arm would twitch real quick. I'm like, ooh, ooh, right? Because it's hard to explain, but that level of pain and like consistent pain over a duration, it's interesting how your body reacts. I was definitely getting high off endorphins. Uh, but oh my God. Overall, this piece, solid 8.75 out of 10 on the pain scale. I wouldn't give it a 9 because a 9, there were parts, again, the only reason I don't give it a 9 is because there were parts of this that did just feel like vibration. There were, thankfully, at times throughout it where she was hitting, and I'm looking at her doing it. She's hitting it, and I'm not really feeling anything. I'm just feeling vibration. That was fucking sick. Another sick thing that she had, that she tried out, which I wish she used more of, but it was just a little, I think she was experimenting, so I didn't want to throw her off her groove or whatever. But basically, the sanitary wipes, the same company that she gets the liquid from that she uses, I guess made like a pre-infused with, I think it was like lidocaine or something. It's like a pre-infused numbing agent within the sanitizing wipe. So you're wiping with it, which is like cleaning it off and getting the excess ink off of it. But then it's also like a little bit of a numbing agent. For me personally, that shit worked because it's right when she was from transitioning from the line work to the coloring that she started when she was, yeah. So when we came back and she was wiping with the new wipes, she was like trying them out or whatever. And she would wipe, wipe, wipe. And then a spot that I knew was going to be spicy and she's fresh off the fucking wipe. Like it is radiating pain or like pulsating warm pain just from her like wiping it and pissing it off, and then she's going back in with more needles and more color into it. Whew. Some of it, I would say a 0.25 worth of the pain point scale was just vibrations, thankfully, and wasn't that bad. So for that reason alone, I just give it an 875. Otherwise, 9 out of 10. Easily a 9 out of 10. Again, the closest I've ever been to passing out. It was the longest session I've ever been through. The last 3 of my tattoos I've gotten probably equal the same amount of time that this took. I know for a fact this piece that I got most recently in February, I was in and out in literally 2 hours. Was there at like, we'll call it a noon, out by like 2. Easily. A little bit under that, like 150 something, right? Easily that. Same probably with this dude, maybe 2.5, maybe for this guy, and then maybe a little bit longer for this. But yeah, the last like 3 pieces I got was this cumulatively was the same amount of time that it took just for this fucking guy. Clocked in a fat fucking shift today, I'll tell you that much. We clocked in a fat fucking shift at the pain factory, but boy howdy, I think it was totally worth it. My mom, who was there with me, she was oogling and boogling over it, and she told me afterwards, which I thought was really funny, and I can understand. There's points where she was standing next to me and throughout the process, and again, I was just fucking twitching. Fucking at some point, I was just having my head back. It's like we were getting closer to the end. I didn't want to see how far she was. It was kind of fucking with me. I was kind of too eager and anticipating her being done, so I felt like that was kind of just adding to the pain. So towards the end, I was just laying back because I was already propped up at an angle. I just put my head back, and the pain was wherever the pain was, and I wasn't looking at the spot where the pain was. And my mom told me afterwards when we're going to the parking lot, there was a few times she's like, "Oh, I feel so bad for you, son. Like I could tell at some points it was hurting, and you're twitching sometimes or jerking a little bit." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I mean, I chuckled and I was like, "Yeah, you're not wrong, Ma. Like this shit fucking hurt, but worth it. Honestly, worth it." And yeah, she loved it throughout the whole process, and it was honestly really cool because I've gotten every other piece without her obviously being there, and I just, hey mom, on this day I'm gonna do whatever, and she doesn't see the design or anything before, and then I come home and have it, and then that's her reaction. So it was cool. She saw it from literally the ground up. She literally saw when Sarah slapped the stencil on it, from then the line work to then the color to then packing the rest of the color to then when it was pretty much done. She helped me take pictures of when it was done. She was there when it was done. Um, yeah, my mom loves it, and I love it. Sarah fucking loves it. I think it looks so fucking badass. It's like some like reminds me of like Street Fighter or some shit straight. Like I feel like this would be like a good '90s tattoo. Like I feel like this aesthetic years from now reminds me of what like the '90s Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, that kind of whatever. Again, like not a shitty like tribal tattoo or something like that from the '90s that the '90s is also kind of known for. But I don't know. I don't know what I would call this, but I fucking love it. It's got his third eye open right here because I mean, come on, baby, gotta keep that third eye open. Uh, yeah, this he was quite the fucking shining, and it was also cool because Sarah borrowed Katie's Sanoderm, which is basically the second skin. So it may or may not look like it, but there is like a saran wrap, not saran wrap. There is a layer above this that like the tattoo, it's like covering it. And the one that Sarah uses is glossy. So it's like saran wrap, like a plasticky. It isn't saran wrap and it's not flimsy like that, but it is like shiny plastic. And then this one, I didn't even know this tech existed. This is like a matte one. So I think you cannot even really tell, depending on looking at it, that this has a wrap over it. Because it just, I didn't even know matte existed for like texture existed for this. But yeah, I think Sarah absolutely knocked it out of the park. It is warm to the touch. It is fucking cooking, my guy. I could probably fucking crack open an egg and make me an omelet on this bitch right now. She is cooking. But yeah, it took roughly, give or take, 6.5 hours. Was by far my longest and cumulatively most painful piece. The pain radiated all over. Honestly, again, one of the weirdest feelings was just the bone vibrating. Like she was hitting my shin over here, or like by his fangs in his mouth, and some of it would just vibrate my whole fucking shin bone, basically, or like a large section of it. So it should be over one spot of it, and the whole thing is just. I could only compare it to maybe having like a phone on vibrate on your leg or something like that, or maybe, or no, better yet, more like those massage gun things that have like the three little balls or whatever the fuck, or like any kind of arrangement of that, like some kind of creature thing and that vibrates and you have like the ball on top and then that's how you use it. It felt like if you had one of those underneath my skin, but again, not painful, but if you had one of those like under my skin, it was just vibrating like 2/3 of my fucking shin bone. It was really, really weird. But yeah, I absolutely love this piece, and I'm really, really happy with how Sarah did it. And I think, I'm not sure if it will. They have a tattoo contest tomorrow because I had to leave. I went with my mom, like I said, and she was getting tired, which I understand. We'd been there for a while. We didn't leave till after like 8 something. So she was getting tired and she wanted to, I think she has to work tomorrow or today, whatever term you want to use. So she wanted, get on home. But I'm pretty sure, I would think this would qualify because they have a tattoo contest for extra large tattoos in black and gray, and extra large tattoos in color. It's like a tattoo contest. And right as we were about basically leaving is when they did the large tattoo one, which I don't think I would have had time to enter anyway. But if it qualifies, I'd love to enter this piece into the in the competition for largest, or for extra, what was it, like extra large color tattoo. I forgot what the phrasing they're using, but I mean, this thing goes from like my ankle to like almost my knee, so I feel like that is. I mean, yeah, motherfuckers are getting like sleeves and like their back done and shit, and that's big. But I feel like I feel like that's a decent biddy. I feel like that's a decent biddy. If I ask them like, "Yo, does this qualify as XL?" I don't feel like they'd be like, pull out a fucking measuring tape and just shy. It's only 8 inches. Sorry, sweaty. Like, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go back tomorrow. That'll be fun. Uh, Visit Sarah in the shop again. But yeah, I honestly, I didn't. All I knew going into it that I was getting tattooed at this convention. I didn't think it would take that long, and I'm not complaining at all. Like, I'm glad she took her time. But I also felt bad for her because she was talking about like her back because she's hunched over. I'm like, I don't know, my back and my body hurts from other like physical labor or other types of movement, but like she has like artist specific pain with like, the lower back or hands cramping or whatever the fuck. And I felt bad for her at a certain point because she's like, I'm just trying to fucking pop it and doing all this and that, which I totally fucking understand because she's been hunched over for the better part of like 6.5 hours, just intricately fucking line by fucking line, stroke by fucking stroke, for 6.5 hours hunched over underneath the fucking light. Like, yeah, I was hurting and I was just fucking laying there. I was literally laying like this, and then my right leg was slightly like this so that she could hit this and a little bit of this. And even I was like, oh, god damn, I'm tired. But yeah, she fucking killed it. And there's a reason why. I mean, once you find the best, what else is there really around, What else am I gonna really fuck with, And I'm super proud of her and super happy. I noticed the other day when I think I was looking to show somebody a piece, or I went to her page recently, like a couple weeks ago, and she is popping the fuck off. I don't remember exactly. It's not like I was watching before, but I think I have a screenshot on my phone where she's at like 15, maybe 2K or something like that followers on Instagram. And now she's definitely north of like 3, maybe pushing 3.5. And it's honestly so fucking sick to just. I'm so happy for her. I give her flowers everywhere I fucking go. Everywhere I go. Anyone says anything, and it's super simple. Because like anything you see here is done by one person. You like any of this shit? I got the gal for you. I got you. And it's even more funny at the tattoo convention because so a couple people loved my fucking sock monkey piece for my mom, which was really cute because my mom was with me while they were like complimenting me, and like that made her light up, and that made it. She's like, "Yeah, that's my piece. That's my memorial piece, or whatever." Right? So that made me feel good. It's like, oh, they're fucking within right in front of Ma, and it's my dedication piece to Ma. That's fucking awesome. Thanks, guys. And then I was walking around after I got this dude done, or like while this dude was getting done, and there are people like, "Oh, dude, I like your piece. And I like this work. Like, who did it? Like, I like those couple pieces. Like, who did that?" And I was like, "Oh, easy. Every piece you see here, go just from where we're at. Just walk down, hook a left, last table right there on the left. Can't miss it. Bloodless tattoo. Sarah, she's fucking sick." And they're like, "All right, bet. Thanks, dude." It's like not half a dozen, maybe like 3 or 4 people that was in the convention. They're like complimenting me, and I was like, "Yeah, you like it? Go like, so go this way, and then hook her right down that way, and then you can't miss her. She's right over there." So that was really fun because usually I just show people like send people a screenshot if it's over text, or like I'll show people. I've had a couple times, which is also cool. Like a street fair. I think the most recent time was at the street fair in December. Somebody was like, "I really like your legwork. Like, who did that?" And I was like, "Oh, Sarah, her shop's right down that way." And I pulled out my phone, like, here's her fucking Instagram, and there's her shop. She's really fucking good. Go check her out. But yeah, I just, obviously, I don't, not in any way do I feel like I've contributed to that, her snowball of success. But oh my God, am I so happy to see it, because she fucking deserves it and so much more. She is such a dope person, such a dope artist. I love Sarah. She's awesome. She's awesome. I couldn't say enough good things about her. And honestly, I'm glad I'm getting a lot of work done by her, because she's done other people, other friends. Because I've been a refer a friend. It's kind of funny. My sister Kalen's told me, she's like, "Bruh, insert name a friend here. Like, went to Sarah and got a tattoo. Like, you're getting everybody on this shit." Which is funny because the person who she eventually did get another piece from her, but it was one of her friends that put me on to begin with a couple years ago. So I was like, that's kind of funny that I've become like the plug for that shit, because somebody else put me on. I was like, yeah, this shit's sick. But anyway, I've been told by multiple people that she has a really light hand and that she does whatever the fuck. And that makes me feel even more happy and even more pleased, because that shit fucking hurt. If that is with a light hand or a moderate hand, I might have passed out or might have had to tap out. No offense, don't want to be sexist, but if it was a dude like me, motherfucker just gorilla pong, I might have to fucking. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. How much more do you have to do? Can we just do it tomorrow? Maybe next week, next month? I'm good. I'm good. Like, shout out Sarah. Shout out Bloodless Tattoo on Instagram. Go check her out. Also, flowers to Katie. She's awesome. Her style is really fucking sick. It's like a dark, gothic, just spiky, thorny. It just looks really fucking cool. She does really cool work too. So also shout out Katie. I forget how to pronounce hers. It's like with a 0 or an like a 5 or something. I think it's like O'Nell's or something like that, but it's spelled with letters and or numbers instead of letters. But shout out the ladies. They were fucking killing it. I forget her name. I'll have to ask her name tomorrow. But the girl that was like, I guess, running the booth while Sarah and Katie were tatting, and we had great conversation, like all of us as well. But she was really fucking cool too, and I'm miffed that I forget her name, but I'll have to ask her tomorrow. But she was fucking sick too, and we're all just chopping it up and just getting blasted. Again, I didn't think or know that it would take this long, but yeah, it took easily 2 hours just for the line work and just getting the outline of it, and then all the rest of the time just packing in color, going over places, hitting different colors. She was putting multiple colors in multiple places, like towards the like forehead, around the cheek area. There's a lot of reds, oranges, and yellows. So she's like faded those into like an ombre, making it just very transition of very beautiful. And it is, my tiger is still so fucking vibrant. I got this in September, so this bitch is coming up on, might actually be calendarly 6 months old, because I think I got it around this time, September ish. Because yeah, I got this piece before the Suicide Boys concert, or actually, I don't have to guess. I'm so happy. At least I'm a W in the fact that I've been writing notes for shit like this, because I know like you're not gonna remember that shit, sweaty, especially not doing it this long term. Okay, so where was it? Da-da-da-da-da. Yes, calendarly 6 months old for the Trad Tiger, September 8th of 23. is when I got that bad boy. And it is so fucking vibrant. It is popping. It is beautiful. My citrus, this is 3 months old. Yeah, orange blossom December 8th of 23 for this bad boy. Oh, yeah, 3 months almost to the day for this dude. I mean, look at that, y'all. That's like, I just want to be tempted to bite my own arm off, dude. It looks delicious. But yeah, she absolutely killed it. I'm excited because this upcoming month is my birth month. So I'm most definitely going to get a yacht for my birth month. Maybe not necessarily calendarly my birthday, um, but definitely the month of April. We will be getting a piece. And I already know what I want to get. I don't know what it's called. I found images on Google earlier, thankfully. And it's going to be on the other side on my left leg to kind of the symmetry. Because I got both calves blasted. I got both outsides blasted. Now I got the inside blasted. I got to get the other inside before I start working on this arm. It's just the symmetry. When I look down at my legs, it has to be, I got to have something over there. So I don't know what it's called, but basically, for lack of a better term, it's like an optical illusion. So so if you're looking at it, like let's say it's on my phone right here and I'm looking at it, the top of it would be like a woman's face. And then the bottom of it would look kind of like slightly different. And then you flip the image over, and what was the bottom of the woman's face is the top of like a creature or a monster or a demon's face. And then the bottom of their face is like the top of the woman's face, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like an optical illusion, like it's one image, like one face, but like the bottom half of it is made by like a human anatomy, and then the top half is more like a monster. And I think I've always loved those. I've always thought those were cool. So I think that'd look really sick next to my big ass fucking like 93 fucking dragon straight out of fucking Street Fighter. I think it'd look fucking sick to get that bitch slapped right there. Gonna hurt again. Gonna be color again. But fuck it. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it, okay? It is what it is, my guy. And then after that, in May, I want to. So she basically, we joke and call it like a sriracha swirl because I asked her, I was like, what is this? So she has this pattern that's like swirls that have a few different pieces or like a few different places. And I think that would look really cool right on this elbow to kind of match the pattern that I have for this. Well, not match, but I have a pattern on this elbow. So I thought it'd be cool to get like this trippy swirly pattern on this one. And a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, she posted, it was similar teal, but the main color was this just bold, like almost like just ballpoint pen blue. This just rich blue with these like teal highlights of a Godzilla on somebody's forearm, and it looked so fucking cool. And as a fellow melanin deficient individual, I feel like having a blue pattern here, oh, I already know she would fucking kill that. And I think it would look cool to have like a blue whatever the fuck going on over here pattern, and then I got this beautiful like maroon whatever the fuck's going on over here pattern. I just oof. It's like I dip my elbow in some trippy shit. I had to dip this one in some trippy shit. And then after May, we'll see. I've been in this position before. In fact, this tattoo is the result of that multiple times. Especially this year, I've ran out of ideas or concepts that I've been thinking of for a while. Like, oh, I want to get that. Right? Like this dude I was thinking about since I was like 16, 17. Also inspired by other people, like seeing this shit online. Like, damn, a blade. And they would do like either like a ghost face or maybe like I've seen even Chucky or like Michael Myers would be in the face of the blade. But then I saw people doing, I don't know what it would be called. It's just really thick. It's only black. They're like the person themselves is melanin deficient, so that would be the white. And then it's just thick, bold lines, and it would be like a kitchen blade, and then have like one woman's eye, like the silhouette, like if a woman's looking at a blade, and it has like that part of her face in the blade. I thought that was fucking cool ever since I was like 16, 17. So last year in January, I got this piece because I was like, oh, that's cool. And then, commemorative piece or whatever for me mummy, commemorative piece for me sister. And then, hell, the swirl, I came up with the idea because I told her, I was like, what if I would do some like pattern or something? And then this is what she came up with. But yeah, some of these other ones, this dude, I had no idea. She's like, I want to do something color. I want to do it big. I want to do it bold. And I was like, bet. And then she sent me like a sketch of it, maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. And then earlier in the week, like Wednesday or Thursday, she sent me the full color sketch of what it would soon to be look like on my leg. And oh my God, it looks so fucking good. And that's one of my favorite things about being and getting tattooed is seeing somebody take shit from the digital and just smack it on somebody's skin. Like, especially these people who are doing this like black and gray photorealism, like realism. The shit that people can do is really impressive. Like, homeboy is looking at a Polaroid picture of this dude's grandpa that looks like fucking John Wayne or some shit like that. There's this fucking Marlboro Man cowboy killer, right? Black and gray photo, and then he's getting it like on his arm or whatever. And it's like this dude just fucking took the photo like a temporary tattoo, smacked it on his arm right there, then got it wet, peeled it off, and then boom, there's that fucking thing on your skin. Like the talent that these people and the skill that these people have, it is art. It is undeniable. It is art. It is art, and it is one of my favorite forms of art. It is 3D. It is it's so many things. Honestly, it's so many things, and I love all the different ways of doing it. There were people there, and this is funny to follow up with. I love the different ways people are doing it. Not a lot of, there was a grip of people I saw that were like drinking while they're getting tattooed or drinking before they're getting tattooed. And that I was like, oof. Oh, I don't know about that one, Chief. You do you, boo, but I don't know about that one. But not that I love, but just the fact that I don't know. And then like they had a pinup girls contest, which what the fuck is a pinup girl? I don't know, but it's some like Marilyn Monroe shit. I don't know. Basically, you got some of these girls. It varied. Some of them were like a sock hop with like a long dress and like their hair up in a bun and they're yatted. Some of the girls were like it was just very, not very. It was still covering everything, but more scantily clad, if you will. But one of the girls, because they asked them what your favorite piece is and why, and one of the girls, I think it was like can't remember exactly what it was, but she got a piece on her left butt cheek. She got a piece on her left butt cheek. And then the reason why that's like her favorite and means the most to her is that she said, throughout her life, she's very self conscious about certain parts of her body. And so to help her feel more confident, feel more awesome in herself, she decided to, hey, I'm going to highlight that thing that I'm super insecure about and like, fuck it. So she was insecure about her booty for whatever reason. Shotty had a beautiful booty. I don't know, maybe she whatever the fuck, but she got a piece on her cheek and was explaining how like she just wanted, I don't know, I like that idea of highlighting this insecurity or highlighting this something that would normally be a negative in your eyes and then turning it into something positive and turning it into something you can be proud of. And that's another aspect of tattooing that I fucking love is just the self-expression. And because I mean it obviously depends on the person and whatever the fuck, but there's a good portion of tattoos and tattooing that are just for you, just for the person themselves. It's not for anybody else. It's not whatever. Yes, it's other people can see it, but like what it means to them and the experience for them is what matters, irregardless of what goes on outside. And I just thought I'd fuck with that. I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. Like, yeah, fuck it. I'm whatever about this. I'm a fucking do something that highlights it so it's like it's out there. I'm not, it no longer has that hold over me of something embarrassing, something shameful, something whatever. Like, I'm fucking awesome. I'm beautiful. Fuck it. This is what it is. And not for nothing, like I said previously, she was, in my opinion, an objectively beautiful woman. So I don't know if it was before or as a result or whatever, but I'm looking at Shotty, I'm like, I don't see no flaws on you, honey. You look beautiful. 10 out of 10. But yeah, they had a pinup girls contest where different ladies of, again, varying degrees of tattooetry, I guess you'd say. And honestly, I don't know. There's something about seeing tatted women that is just very, even now, it's a lot, the prevalence of being, maybe heavily tatted women, I should specify. Because, you got your fucking sorority girls that got a cutesy little, like, fucking Sagittarius constellation on the back of their arm and, like, a little fucking butterfly. But, like, women that are heavily inked or, like, have a lot of shit done, there's something about it I just find so not only attractive but just alluring. I'm like, damn, dude, like I've said it before. I told other people before, like you'd have the same person with or without tattoos, and for whatever reason, my monkey brain is like, the one with tattoos is cool. that one looks cool. Even the same person, same girl, but if she was fucking yadded, I'd be like, oh my god, is that fucking what is that a face tat? Oh my god, that's fucking hard, bro. You got your knuckles blasted. That's fucking sick. Like it's not necessarily like a respect thing, but I don't know. There's just some, and we talked about it. It's funny. We talked, me, Katie, and Sarah. We talked about the irony of how you have the smallest women, the most petite builds. We're talking shotties like 5'3" on a good day, just absolutely blasted, head to toe, just fucking absolutely blasted. And they joked about, because they're artists, they're like, and those girls are like the best sitters. Like the best sitters is like a fucking 70-pound, 5'2" girl or whatever the fuck. And I just think that's really fucking funny. Because when I think of like heavily tattooed people or whatever, I think of dudes that look like me but way more and just fucking yoked and like biker, like whatever the fuck, you know? But just nah, seeing these yadded women is just fucking awesome. And ladies, you got some sick ass pieces. Shout out the girlies out there getting some work done. Y'all motherfuckers getting some sick shit. The girl next to me on her hip right here she got, I wonder if they planned that. Both. I'm gonna have to ask them. I'm gonna be like, did y'all fucking plan that? Or was it by coincidence? I'm just now connecting dots. So Katie did her style, like a dragon on this girl's hip, like right here, and then Sarah did this dragon on my leg, and I'm just now realizing, like, wait a minute, they both did dragons. Is that a coincidence? But yeah, she did a really cool fucking. It was like in the divot of her hip here, and then like going on the side, like. I don't know her name, but you're fucking metal, bro. You're fucking metal. The piece itself looks fucking gnarly and cool, but the location was also, and she was skinny too. She was tall and skinny, like a tall, skinny emo goth girl. But oh my god, she fucking tanked that shit. It was fucking sick. And like seeing the end product, I'm like, and then seeing her, I'm like, I want to dab you up. Like, you're sick, bro. Like that's metal as fuck. I love your work, dude. But yeah, it was honestly, thankfully, this is the inverse of the Suicide Boys concert, where this is something I've been looking forward to for a while and talking about for a while. And not, again, I didn't have any expectations going to Suicide Boys, but thankfully I had the inverse experience this time, where, again, I went in knowing very minimal, very little. Didn't even know where the artist was. That's how little we knew going into it. But now that we've been through the gauntlet and went through it, I'm so happy. I'm so fucking glad. And it was cool to see other people that were there last year. The dude across from us had this. His hair's probably as long as mine, but he had it in a fucking mohawk, and it was yellow from the base up, and then like maybe the last quarter of it was like orange, like Fanta orange. Big ass fucking, like he's at it like fucking, I don't even know, Tony Hawk Underground 2003 or some shit. Just fucking stereotypical punk, big ass fucking mohawk. And I just, the whole time I'm getting buzzed, I'm just, and I'm looking like, damn, dude, that's a cool ass, fucking mohawk, bro, And I went at one of our breaks, I went across, and the dude wasn't there, unfortunately. I guess they were on a break or whatever. But I was flipping through his catalog, and again, dude just fucking take that and just slap it on me. It was like full sleeves, full, like one dude had a fucking like full from shoulder to wrist. It was an octopus. It had like a fucking old school diver's helmet, like the big old like brass ones that have like whatever the material is connected to it, like the old school ones that have the tube going over the top of the head. It was like one of those dudes and like a treasure chest, and the octopus was like wrapping around it, and there was like coral and fit, bro. It looked so fucking cool, but it was their whole fucking arm, dude. Whole bitty. Whole bitty. Like, I respect the fuck out of people that have full sleeves and have planned full sleeves, but I'm too irresponsible and just ADHD to have thought, like, what do I want this whole piece of my body to look like? What if I first start here? I was this and start here. Nah, fuck that B. I was like, oh, I want this. I want this. Okay, let's patch this together. Okay, let's get this in here. Let's get that guy going. Let's get this dude. Probably gonna do back here. Want to get a guy right here. Let's do here. Fucking back here. Let's get a guy. It is patchwork, but I have huge respect for all the people that are just solid plan, whatever the fuck they do, no matter what it is. But some of these people had really, 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 really cool tattoos. And my favorite contest, which sadly I didn't get to watch because I was in the middle of getting blasted, they had the like worst tattoo competition, and the winner of the worst tattoo competition got a free laser treatment to get rid of their shitty tattoo by the oops people that are right there when you get in. I thought that was fucking funny because they were explaining like what it is and the background and how whatever led up to it. Excuse me. It was just funny hearing something. Some of them was just the tried and true or like cliche or classic. Don't know what the right term is there. I was 16. We were drunk or 16. We're at my homie's house and they had a stick and poke. And I was like, fuck it. Let me get the pentagram on my leg. And they're like, here it is. And it's just a faded fucking shittily, shakily done fucking star inside of a circle. I guess that'd be the pentacle, but like a star inside of the circle. It's like, oh, that's understandable. Again, thankfully, I'm still a kid, but thankfully this kid waited a little bit longer. Because when I was sick, bro, when I was in high school, I was obsessed with prison documentaries and jail documentaries. Like there's a program back when we had cable TV called Lockup that was just like a documentary, like go inside of prisons, whatever. I've probably seen every single episode of Lockup. I'm not exaggerating. I have probably seen from start to finish every episode of Lockup. I know for a fact I've seen every episode of Lockup Raw, which is basically just clips that are more spicy from the regular documentary series that they put in another subset, whatever. I've most definitely seen all of Lockup Raw. Point being, fucking 16, 17-year-old Evan would have had so many like pseudo prison tattoos. I'm talking like my dumbass in high school drew with Sharpie drew a watch without a face. Yes, 16-year-old me, green Sharpie, just drew a fucking watch with no face on it. Because the meaning behind that is somebody who's in time and they're facing a long time, like a long sentence. So it doesn't, time is an illusion. It doesn't matter. Another one, I wanted to get fucking basically the 5 on the die, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, right? It symbolizes a person like doing solitary or being in confinement or being like trapped or whatever the fuck. I was like, dude, I want that on my fucking hand, bro. I'm fucking trapped. There were a lot of prison affiliated tattoos that had I had the resources and access, my dumb ass would have definitely got. I would have definitely gotten some most definitely cover up later tattoos where it was like, yeah, I was 16. I thought this was hard as fuck. Can we just blast over it, So I'm still a kid, but I'm glad that I waited until I was 22. Didn't start the journey really till I was 23. I mean, technically, I had 3 pieces by the end of 2022, but I don't think my journey started personally until 23 because that's when, again, I talked about it last time. I wish I fucking got a piece in December. I don't know why. I thought maybe it's Christmas time. You don't work in Christmas time. I should have gotten a fucking piece in December because that would have been from October of 2022 every single month until March of 2024. Ugh, I wish I did that just to have the record. Fuck. But no, I did October, November, skipped December, January through December, January, February, March. It's like, oh, fuck. Just for the sake of the thing, I should have just. That's my tattoo regret. If you ask, you look at me and you're like, ew, what's your biggest tattoo regret, Evan? You got a lot of shit on you. What's your biggest tattoo regret? Not getting a piece in December of 2022. Fuck, I should have gotten a piece in December of 2022. That's my biggest tattoo regret. If I did that, like I said, October of 22 all the way to March of 24 would be every single fucking month. And just to say that, it would have been cool. It would have been nice. Not like it would necessarily, I mean, the only thing to be changed would be one more piece, but we do what we do, and this is just kind of how we do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had a really, 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 really fun time. Despite getting stabbed probably like a million fucking times. But now I look down at my leg and I'm like, that is most definitely worth it. And I would definitely go through that again. I will be going through something similar on this leg again because the pain was temporary, but this shit's gonna be here for a while. And I just absolutely love the way it came out. And I think Sarah killed it as per usual. That's just kind of what she does. She just kind of fucking kills it. So if you are located anywhere near the Southwest or are willing to travel in the Southwest, definitely look up on Instagram Bloodless. I think it's bloodless.tattoo, or you just look up Bloodless Tattoo. Yeah, check out Sarah, check out Katie. Excuse me. They're both incredible artists, really dope girls, and y'all should definitely show them some love, show them some support. Tell them Evan sent you. I think Sarah's joked with me that she's had a couple people tell her that I'm the one that told them to come. So use referral code EV just for the fucks of it. Be like, yeah, at this that ginger dude, fucking what's his name? Big Red Bastard. Eel sauce. No, Evan. Yeah, Evan told me to get a piece, and here I am. So yeah, shout out the girls, they're killing it. Yeah, now, thankfully, the only pain associated with it was the onset and while it's happening. Like when she took the needle off, didn't hurt, but when she wiped and when she was doing it, that hurt. So now I'm just chilling. Like I said, I could crack a couple eggs on this bitch and make a fucking omelet because the heat of it is just woo, 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 woo. But aside from having some of my leg hairs or whatever, like down towards my ankle, a little bit more caught, I honestly would not be able to, like, I don't feel like I have a tattoo. It doesn't feel like I have anything right now. So that's been nice because we talked about, and this will segue into one of my podcast topics that I want to talk about. I talked with him about their thoughts and opinions on numbing cream and basically like going under anesthesia and all that. And they had a similar consensus and ideas that I did, that it's basically you're just stalling the pain or delaying the pain. And I know I was watching Cell on YouTube, Celle. She's a really cool tattoo artist girl, makes YouTube videos about tattoo stuff. Her most recent video she did was about how she got her top of her hand blasted. And she was talking about, this is what inspired me to write this down and think about it and talk about it in the convention. She had gotten like a color and everything, just really deep, like flower or something like that, like on the top of her hand. And her artist and her used like a numbing spray for the tattoo itself. And she's like, it was gravy, didn't feel shit. It was awesome. She traveled a few hours to get the piece. So she said when she was going home and like going back home, that's when it started to hit. And that's when the pain was coming in. She said it was like kind of getting dangerous because like she grabbed the steering wheel and like her hands like throbbing with pain. And then she said like the day or two after that, it was just like swollen and just fucking annoyed and just hurt, right? And I was thinking about that. I'm like, you know, as shitty it is, the feeling of getting tattooed, I would much rather go through it in the present, in the now, and burn through it than have to not feel anything at all, skate like I'm on fucking ice, right? Kill that shit. And then 2 hours later, it feels like someone took a sledgehammer to my fucking shin, right? I would much rather feel the burn and the spice and the vibration and the sting and the tingles and the fucking jitters. I'd much rather go through that in the present, in the now, than absolutely nothing, just looking like, no reaction, blah, 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 whatever the fuck, and then feel it full force later. And that was generally the consensus with the ladies as well, is that like, I don't know if either of them used it before, or I think maybe Sarah might have, or maybe Katie might have. I think one of them did. I can't remember which one. But if they did, I think their experience was similar to that, where like they didn't feel it initially, but then later on is when it felt more, or it came more into its own. I was like, that's fucking shitty, because like the whole point of that is you're trying to escape the pain. You're not trying to feel the pain. So I think it's kind of ironic and funny that by you're using an agent to temporarily escape the pain and get away from it, but then it comes back full fucking force later when I guess it's like worn off and it's like, hey motherfucker, yeah, no, that bullshit you were pulling off earlier, no, I felt that shit, motherfucker. I felt that shit. You think it's a fucking game? No. Pulsating pain, radiating pain. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I've just, as shitty as it is and how much it hurts in the moment, it is just that. It is in the moment. It is whatever, you know? And I'm not those fucking assholes that are like, oh, you gotta earn your tattoos. Oh, you can't, you go earn, you go through the pain. Fuck that, bro. Hand on the Satanic Bible, if there was an option, the best of both worlds, of a numbing spray that is onset you don't feel shit and afterwards you don't feel shit, sign me up. Sign me up. Sign me the fuck. I'm not a fucking soldier. I don't give a shit. You're telling me there's a technology in which I look at that shit and it doesn't hurt, and then afterwards it doesn't hurt and it still heals and does it? Sign me. Tap. Coach, can I play? Can I tap in, coach? Nah, I'm not these fucking blah, 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 blah. Nah. The only reason why I don't fuck with the numbing shit is because it comes back full force. Again, if the numbing shit worked longer term, or there's a new tech or like a slow release, whatever the fuck, oh, I'm fucking there. If anything, if that comes out and I'm not actively getting work done, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like, fuck. I went through all this bullshit and now they have this technology? Fuck. But I'm not pressed. And doing it the traditional way. Whatever. Yeah, it was. I'm glad that something I look forward to wasn't boo boo. Because there's nothing, well, not nothing, there's are worse things. Well, it's just a shitty feeling. Looking forward to something, looking forward to an event, whatever, for a long time, and then you go to it and you're like, this fucking sucks. I don't like being here. I don't want to be here. Why am I here? This fucking sucks. That's always a shitty feeling. So I'm glad that I got to have the inverse this time. But again, went in with neutral to limited expectations. I just vaguely knew what we were getting. I'm like, fuck it. And fucking 6.5, 6 and some change hours later, we got a spicy boy, a new spicy boy. But yeah, I was telling Sarah, or I think it was, fuck, I wish I knew her name so I could just call her name. We'll call it their friend. I was talking to their friend, and I was joking with her. I was like, yeah, you know, as dumb as it sounds right now, this big ass piece, like now I feel tattooed. I guess weird and paradoxical or kind of dummy. Like, oh, you have a big ass tattoo on your leg? Now you feel tattooed, dummy? Yes. But Ripley's, believe it or not, having like my arm with half a dozen pieces, or like these little dudes here and this little bit of action, or I don't even see this mug most of the time, right? Except in a mirror. I was tattooed, but like today, looking down at my leg, I'm like, fuck, dude, I am tattooed. Like it's my whole fucking. I now have a pseudo leg piece where my calf, the side, and the side, all beautiful work wrapped around. I'm like, damn, motherfucker, you're getting fucking tatted. You're fucking running up the tally. Because for a little bit, I'm just Sonic trying to grab some rings, trying to just add to the collection. Like, I don't feel enough. I need more. But now I'm like, damn, bro, you got some shit going on. You're fucking welcome to the Velvet Rope on Clips. Welcome to the fucking Tatted Club, my guy. And goddamn, it feels like I've joined 6.5 hours, bro. 6.5 hours. But beauty is pain, right? Beauty is pain. And I'd rather spend 6.5 hours and have it done really fucking well than have it done in half the time and walk away with regret and being like, I did that. I didn't. That's on me forever. Okay, cool. But nah, no regrets for me. I love every single piece I got. I even got my chest blasted, which again, that piece never gets shown. Maybe when it gets hot enough, I'll record during the daytime. I'll fucking flash y'all and take my shirt off. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not. After like May, I don't really have any ideas of what's gonna go on or what we're gonna do, but we'll find out. We'll kind of find out. How far are we? Because let's see, 11, 16. Okay, that's a decent percent in. That's a decent percent in. I'll save the couple other topics I have for next week's episode. But no, I will say this one. Okay, I will say this one. So I'm just scrolling through Instagram, right? Just Instagram, owned by Facebook, Meta, formerly known as Facebook, right? Instagram, right? I'm pretty tapped into the cannabis world, content creation, all that kind of shit, right? For God damn, motherfucker, what the fuck was that? Demon outside my door? Anyway, I've been following this kind of content for a long time, and across all social media platforms, whether it be YouTube, not necessarily Snapchat, more like Instagram, and not really Twitter, more like YouTube, Twitch, sometimes. Some of the platforms are just really anti cannabis. I know currently there are cannabis content creators that post a fucking bong rip or something, or like a video inside like a bag of some weed, right? Not on some trap shit, not on trying to sell some shit, just like, you want to see what $100 eighth looks like? Look at this shit. And it's just, jing, just straight crystals shining back at you. Like, that's $100 eighth, my guy. Like, no selling, no kind of sus, whatever. Like, just posting content about cannabis, right? Flagged, reported. Dope as Yola. I don't even know how many accounts that dude's gone through. Dope as Yola has gone through so many fucking Instagram accounts. He probably has a record for being the most banned person on Instagram. I know he's at least double digits, north of 15 accounts. I can confidently say he's north of 15 separate Instagram accounts over just however long he's been doing the game. Eric Kahn gets hoed, everybody, right? You post a bong rip on your story and it's just game over, right? I'm scrolling through fucking Instagram and I think I took a screenshot of it because I was so just fucking baffled and taken aback. Yeah. It probably, I won't be able to translate all that well. It may or may not be fake, but still, the fact that this exists on the platform is crazy. I don't know how far or close. It's probably not showing up very well. What this is a sponsored ad by Neon Psytrance. A sponsored ad that has a thing that says learn more, buy more, or whatever. 20 likes. Comments, or the description says LMK, let me know, right? Deadhead Chemist 5-MeO DMT. Unlock your ego. Caution you. I hope this is a joke, but when I saw this, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are we really pushing DMT cards on the IG timeline? Even if this is a joke, this says sponsored. As in, like, this is an advertise, like somebody paid money. And it's a DMT card. For y'all innocents out there, in the world of drugs and the psychedelic world of drugs, DMT is the motherlode of all fucking psychedelics. DMT makes your Molly, your acid, your shrooms, your mescaline look like fucking you're smoking weed. DMT is fucking crazy. It is the most potent psychedelic on Earth, or at least that we've discovered so far. It's even theorized that like near-death experiences or like end of life, dying and then coming back, is your brain flooding you with DMT before, like, as you're dying or whatever the fuck, to like ease you into the next realm. Even if it's a joke, DMT carts on Instagram as being advertised, and this dude can't post a video of him smoking weed on his story without it getting flagged and taken down for violating community guidelines. And I'm not a scientist or a nerd. I don't even know if you can vape DMT like that. I don't even know if that's how you can consume DMT. I think, from what I remember in high school, I'm pretty sure it's more like a salvia situation where it's like a powder or a crystal or something, and then you smoke it and ingest it that way. Like, I don't even think you can vaporize DMT. And I'm just scrolling the fucking thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that a fucking ad for DMT cart? What? I understand the new age renaissance of psilocybin and, to some extent, like MDMA being used both therapeutically but also in a decriminalized possession kind of whatever the fuck. Society is not at slanging DMT carts on Instagram level of cool and acceptable. We are not at the point where, no, that's what it was. So that's what it was. I remember right now. I clicked on it and it went to a fucking Telegram to join a fucking Telegram. So I'm pretty sure that shit's legit, or they're just trying to rip you off, or it's a honeypot. But I clicked the learn more because it didn't say shop more, or like shop, like how it has whatever. Click learn more, loaded up a thing, and it was a link to a Telegram, to join a Telegram or whatever the fuck. I'm taking it at face value. A DMT cart ad on Instagram is kosher, but a fucking video, a Snapchat video of your baller jar of wax, and that's gonna get flagged for community guidelines? Can we just make it make sense, please? What are we doing here, my guy? Like, okay? I, that had me floored. That had me baffled. I screenshot it. I wrote it down. I'm like, what the fuck is that, bro? Not even salvia. Hell, I haven't even seen something like. I have seen shrooms in the form of like instead of a coffee, using a blend of different kind of shrooms. It helps with inflammation, helps with blah, 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 blah. I've seen that kind of shrooms and like we'll call it like a shroom matcha powder or whatever the fuck. I ain't seen a motherfucking just slanging fucking moon bars on IG, 3.5 gram fucking mushroom infused chocolate bars. Or I'm not seeing motherfuckers slanging tabs on a fucking Instagram. Like, how? How? Even if it was satire, how did it get back past like the auto moderators to be like, hey, this is DMT. Maybe don't let them post even jokingly if it's an ad of DMT. Like that's just crazy. What in the fuck is going on out there? Oh, I think it's nitro. There's light because the kitchen light's on and there's a gap between the door and the light gap just got really dark. I hope it's not some demons trying to get me, but if they are, I'll protect myself with this. Oh, how could I forget? Lest we forget. I gotta get nice and I gotta get in the right headspace for this, if you will. No, I can't practice my religion and practice reading my scripture without being in a certain mindset, a certain head change. So we will be getting to that expeditiously, viciously, and expeditiously. Oh. Are you just licking at the fuck? Are you licking the ground at the door, my guy? You are not that hungry. You are not that down bad that you're motherfucking licking at the fucking floor for. You greasy mug. You put your water bowl over here? How did your water bowl get over here? You're drinking out of your water bowl over. What the fuck? Okay, I'll. Gizmo, their water bowl, which is usually like over there, somehow migrating and transferred into the corner right here. So he's wedged up against like the door and the molding of the door frame and just lapping up water out of the food bowl. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. All right, so we got our incense lit. We're about to get our holy herbaceous sage sparked and consumed. Oh. But I hope y'all are smoking with me, or what is it? I hope y'all ripping with me, tripping with me, sipping with me. If you're not, that's all right. To all the sober soldiers out there, I salute y'all. This bowl is for you. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Okay, my guy. Here, I got you. Cub. Come here. All right, come here, Cub. Here you go. Okay. Got some more for you. There you go, babies. Here you go, habibis. That's what happens when you inhale the water, Gizmo. This guy, he just inhales water like he's a Hoover. And he starts choking. And he wonders why he starts choking. It's like, maybe if you didn't go, when you're trying to drink some water, you wouldn't fucking be coughing all the time. Unbelievable guy. All right. I don't remember where we left off on this page. So, okay. So we'll just start from the very bottom of. Wait. That's not. Oh, that's right. That's why I'm like, that's not my fucking bookmark. That's my fucking bookmark. I was gonna say. Okay. I don't know how much of this page I've read, so we'll start from the bottom of this. The title is The Ingredients Used in the Performance of Satanic Magic. Therefore, if the Satanist wants to float objects in midair, he uses wires, mirrors, or other devices, and saves their force, for self-aggrandizement. All, quote, gifted mediums and white light mystics practice pure and applied stage magic with, their blindfolds and sealed envelopes. And any fairly competent stage magician, carnival worker, or lodge hall entertainer can duplicate the same effect, although lacking, perhaps, the sanctimonious spiritual overtones. A little child learns that if they wish for something hard enough, it will come true. This is meaningful. Wishes indicate desire, whereas prayer is accompanied by apprehension. Scripture has twisted desire into lust, covetousness, and greed. As a child, and be as a child, and do not stifle desire, lest you lose touch with the first ingredient in the performance of magic. Be led into temptation, and take that which tempts whenever you can. Timing. In every successful situation, one of the most important ingredients is the proper timing. In the performance of a magical ritual, timing can mean success or failure to an even greater extent. The best time to cast your spell or charm, hex or curse, is when your target is at the most receptive state. Receptivity to the will of the magician is assured when the recipient is as passive as possible. No matter how strong-willed one is, they are naturally passive while they are asleep. Therefore, the best time to throw your magical energy towards your target is when he or she sleeps. There are certain periods of the sleep cycle that are better than others for susceptibility to outside influences. When a person is normally fatigued from a day's activities, they will sleep, quote, sleep like a log, until their mind and body are rested. This period of profound sleep usually lasts about 4 to 6 hours, after which the period of, quote, dream sleep occurs, which lasts 2 or 3 hours, or until awakening. It is during this, quote, dream sleep that the mind is most receptive to outside or unconscious influence. Let us assume the magician wishes to cast a spell on a person who would usually retire at 11 o'clock in the evening and rise at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's a square-ass noob schedule. The most effective time to perform a ritual would be about 5 o'clock in the morning. That's too early for me, dog. That's too early for me. Or 2 hours before the recipient awakens. It is to be emphasized that the magician must be at their peak of efficiency, as they represent the, quote, sending factor when they perform this ritual. Traditionally speaking, witches and sorcerers are night people, and understandably so. What better schedule on which to live for sending the thoughts towards unsuspecting sleepers? Bars. If only people were aware of the thoughts injected into their minds while they slept. The dream state is the birthplace of much of the future. Great thoughts are manifest upon wakening, and the mind that retains, in conscious form, these thoughts shall produce such. Will produce much. But he who is guided by thoughts unrecognized is led into situations that will, later, be interpreted as, quote, fate, God's will, or accident. There are other times in each person's day that lends themselves to receiving of the will of the wizard. The will of the wizard. Dude, I'm gonna start a fucking band called The Will of the Wizard. That's gonna be sick. Those times when daydreaming or boredom ensue, or when time hangs heavy, are fertile periods of suggestibility. If a woman is a target for your spell, do not forget the importance of the menstrual cycle. How did I know this motherfucker was gonna say that? If man were not doled through his stifling evolutionary development, he would know, as an all fours animal knows, when the female was most sexually inclined. Man's snoot, however, unsullied by cheap opiates. Oh, I was like, what the fuck is that? It was just heavy smoke falling for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Cheap opiates is not normally equipped to ferret out such telltale erotic scents. If he were so endowed with such olfactory powers, the object of his quest would most likely, quote, throw him off the scent. Though the use of massive doses of perfumery to cover and smother the, quote, offending effluvium or eliminate detection completely by the astringent action of powerful deodorants. Yeah, I'll stand on that. I don't want you to be stinky. I don't give a fuck if that's natural, if that's animal. I don't fucking care, my guy. We have shampoo and conditioner and body wash, okay? Fucking Charlotte's Web isn't out here fucking shampooing her ass, okay? She's not fucking getting the fucking 3-layer, 3-in-1 body wash. No. No. We made this shit. We're here. You're watching this shit on a thing that we fucking made. We will not, I repeat, we will not go back in time when everybody was fucking stinky. No, 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 no. Deodorant's awesome. Cologne is awesome. Use deodorant. Wash your fucking balls. Use fucking cologne. We are not playing those reindeer games, my guy. If I can smell you before I can fucking see you, that's a problem. We are not playing those reindeer games. I don't give a fuck if it's natural, but I don't want to smell you. Smell good. It's a common courtesy. It's called society, pal. You want to fucking bum it out in the bush, right in Alaska, go out in the middle of fucking Minnesota and shit? Fine. Fuck you. Don't take a shower. I don't give a shit. I don't have to smell your ass, okay? But if you're going to fucking Walmart, right? If you're going down to fucking Walgreens, and I can smell you as soon as the door opens and just waft of your odor, I will personally myself go buy you a stick of degree, lift your arm up, and fucking slather that shit in your fucking pits for you if that's what it takes. That is just. Nobody likes you. Don't be that guy. Or inversely, ladies, don't do that shit. Okay? The hair's fine. The hair's fine. Just maintenance, upkeep. That's all it is. Nobody wants no stanky nothing. Okay? Jeez. I just got so upset about that. Just fucking no. We will not be doing that hippie 60s shit. Just, ooh, what the fuck deodorant? Blah. There are natural deodorants that don't use aluminum parabens. Blah, okay? Find that shit. Find your vegan deodorant, but just don't let me smell you before I see you. Fucking cucarachas. Despite these discouraging factors, man is still motivated to desire or be repelled, as the case may be, by his unconscious recognition of the change in woman's body chemistry. This is accomplished in the form of a sensory cue, which is olfactory in its nature. To go backwards in what would amount to a return to all four animals would seem to be the best exercise for the conscious application of these powers. Nope, we'll not be doing that. Fuck you. But to the squeamish might smack of lycanthropy, Not you defending smelling like fucking BO and then using fucking fancy ass words. You prick. Now I gotta look up what the fuck that means. Unbelievable, my guy. What is this? Is this turning into a werewolf? Don't fucking tell me I'm gonna look this up and it has to do with a fucking werewolf. Suck my dick, you stupid moron. Really? Scream it. Fuck you. You could have said fucking werewolf. There is, however, an easier way, and that is to simply ascertain the dates and frequency of the menstrual cycle of the woman who's your target. Yeah, because that's easy. Hey, Bethany, what's so how often? What approximately, if you could like guess, like when roughly is the time of the month for you? Approximately. You know, like when you know when not an even flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me find out. But fuck, the only way you would get to that level of knowing that, you would have to already be intimate with that woman. There's no way without any level of intimacy, you could be friends with a woman. You could be friends with a woman and still not know unless she tells you, like, oh, I'm going through my period and chocolate. Whatever. Do you know how much a fucking sociopath, psychopath you seem like? Well, what you need to first do is you need to find out when she's going through her cycle, so that you can then make sure that you can have the most effective spell when you're casting against somebody you're trying to. No, that is not. No. We will no. Just imagine the inverse. Imagine if dudes had dick cycles and like you fucking your balls had to fucking shed every month, and then you piss out your ball shed through your fucking dick, right? And then some shoddy's trying to riz you up. You're like, so like, when usually, if you can like guess, like, how often do you shed? Like, what time of the month is it? No, the fuck. I mean, I get what you're getting for it is fucking primal, fucking sending energy, but no, my guy, no. That is between her and whomever she chooses to know when the time of the month is. That's crazy, my guy. That's crazy. That is TTV crazy. It is immediately before and after the period itself that the average woman is most sexually approachable. Therefore, the magician will find the sleep period during these times most effective for the installation of thoughts. Okay, this is so fucking creepy. Okay. The point of this spell, you're in the mindset, you're in the POV. Okay, I'm going to use this woo wah wah, send her some waves. So Shadi is gonna like, we're gonna bang, right? But in order to do that, I know roughly her sleep cycle, her schedule in general, and then I also somehow know roughly her menstrual cycle. So that while she's sleeping before her period, I can send her woo woo wah wah waves. And then when she's sleeping after her period, I can send her woo woo wah wah waves just so I can try and get some pussy. We will not be doing that predatory action. That we will not be condoning and doing that predatory action. Holy fuck, dude. There is money and there are websites and you can have those interactions if that's what you want. We are not going to be going to that extent. That is so fucking creepy. Again, inverse. You're just POV Dude Johnson. You fucking piss your balls on a monthly schedule, right? And the girl at your work just innocently is just finding out, like, oh, so what's your schedule usually like? And oh, I mean, I heard that happened. Is it painful? Like, how often does that happen to you? Just inquire, just getting, And a dude, of course, POV me, I wouldn't think she's at all trying to garner any information. But yeah, dude, it sucks. Like every month, around like I don't know, 3 weeks in, I piss my balls, dude, and it hurts, and like it sucks, and I hate it. And she's like, oh yeah, I imagine it probably sucks. And then she's going back home. She knows roughly when I'm going to sleep, and then while I'm asleep, she's sending woo woo wah wah waves before and after I'm shedding my balls. That's so fucking creepy. All just so she can try and riz me up when I go see her like next Tuesday? That's supreme levels of creepy. Let's not be doing that. Let's not be doing that, okay? Let's not be doing that. Unbelievable. Witches and sorceresses have a much greater range of time in which to cast their spells toward the men of their choice, because man is more consistent in his sexual drives than women. Sexist. Parentheses, although, or is that a parentheses? Yeah, parentheses. Although there are many women with equal or even greater lusts. Thank you. Fine. I was about to say, thank you. Ladies can be slanging dick too. Thank you. Day-to-day timing is not as important. Of course not. Any man who is not already drained of all sexual energy is, quote, a sitting duck. For the proficient witch, the time of the year following the spring equinox is the most fraught with sexual vigor in a man, and he asserts himself accordingly. But the witch, in turn, must work her magic stronger, as she will find his eyes will stray. She, the fearful, asks, quote, is there no defense against such witchery? It must be answered thus, quote, yes, there is protection. You must never sleep, never daydream, never be without a vital thought, and never have an open mind. Then you shall be protected from all forces of magic. Cha-ching. Imagery. The adolescent boy who takes great care in carving on a tree a heart containing his and his love object's initials. The little chap, okay, little chap, who sits by the hour drawing his conception of the sleek automobiles. The tiny girl who rocks a scuffed and ragged doll in her arms and thinks of it as a beautiful little baby. These capable witches and warlocks, these natural magicians, are employing the magical ingredient known as imagery, and the success of any ritual depends on it. Children, not knowing nor caring if they possess artistic skill or other creative talents, pursue their goals through the use of imagery of their own manufacture, whereas civilized adults are much more critical of their own creative efforts. That's true. That's true. This is why a quote primitive magician can utilize a mud doll or a crude drawing to successfully advantage in his magical ceremonies. To him, the image is as accurate as needs be. See, that's what I fuck with. Okay, if you're gonna be doing some woo wah wah shit, just imagine real hard. Okay, just fucking. If you can see it, you can be it. Do that shit. Don't be fucking getting psycho fucking information and shit. Jesus. Anything which serves to intensify the emotions during ritual will contribute to its success. Any drawing, painting, sculpture, writing, photograph, article of clothing, scent, sound, music, tableau, contrived situation that can be incorporated into the ceremony. Oh, I read that all way too fast. Scent, sound, music, tableau, or contrived situation that can be incorporated into the ceremony will serve the sorcerer well. Imagery is a constant reminder, an intellect-saving device, a working substitute for the real thing. Imagery can be manipulated, set up, modified, and created, all according to the will of the magician. And the very blueprint that is created by imagery becomes a formula which leads to reality. If you wish to enjoy sexual pleasures with one of your choice, that's a weird way to put it, one of your choice, you must create the situation you desire on paper, canvas, by written word, etc., in as overstated a way as possible, as an integral part of the ceremony. If you have material desires, you must gaze upon images of them, surround yourself with smells and sounds conducive of them. Create a lodestone, which will attract the situation or thing that you wish. I don't even whatever the lodestone is. To ensure the destruction of an enemy, you must destroy them by proxy. They must be shot, stabbed, sickened in a video game. They must be shot, stabbed, sickened, burned, smashed, drowned, or rent in the most vividly convincing manner. In a video game. It is easy to see why the religions of the right-hand path frown upon the creation of, quote, graven images. The imagery used by the sorcerer is a working mechanism for material reality, which is totally opposed to esoteric spirituality. A Greek gentleman of magic persuasion once wanted a woman who would satisfy his every desire, and so obsessed with the unfound object of his dreams was he, that he went about constructing such a wonderful creature. His work completed, he fell so convincingly and irrevocably in love with the woman he had created that she was no longer stone, but mortal, flesh, and alive, and warm. And so the Magus Pygmalion received the greatest of magical benedictions, and the beautiful Galatea was his. We got these rip racers ripping around out here. Oh, god damn. Did a rip race, and I'm almost on probably... Shit, I'm probably like $1.50. I might be almost damn near $2 at this point. Well, shit. I think we'll put a nice little pin in it right there. We'll put a pin in it right there. I appreciate everyone who has been watching, everyone who's made it this far. The channel, the numbers have been going up. We're starting to get traffic. I don't think I've plugged yet. I mean, L plug at this point because it's later. But if you haven't already, go check out the Discord that I've made. The link will be in the description, as well as go check out the Cannabis channel. Go check out the Twitch. We will be streaming when this records. Right now, it doesn't matter to y'all because it's right now. But right now, I'm about to go do a stream. And then when this video drops, sometime shortly, whenever this video drops, make sure you check it out. Afterwards, we will be streaming live as well the following day. So you don't want to miss out. Make sure you tap into the Discord. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you made it this far, type in Bumblebee. That's right. You can either do the little emoji of a bumblebee or just Bumblebee. That's how I know you're a real one. Thank y'all for tapping in, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.